right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my third video. I am so excited because I guess this is the first actual video because the first two were kind of just little laying the foundation, background stuff. But this is the first official travel story where my love for travel and rock climbing started video. And I have a little post-it note for all my notes so I can stay on track and not just be yapping for a straight hour. Today's video, I'm going to talk about my first time rock climbing. If you follow me on social media, you know I pretty much post exclusively rock climbing, road tripping, but mostly rock climbing stuff because that's literally what I spend all my time doing. So I kind of want to share kind of how it all started because it's such a big part of my life now, and I would love to just express and just share the story of how I got into it. Let's flashback to October of 2021. Almost exactly 3 years ago, me and some of my college friends, I was in college at the time, wanted to do a little road trip to Zion National Park. Now, I'd already been there before, but we wanted to climb and hike Angel's Landing. It was me and then my friend Kate, and then two of our other friends. Just to preface, I had never ever rock climbed outdoors before this trip. I had climbed once indoors at the quarry in Provo on a group date, and I absolutely hated it. I was just shot, my forearms, my fingers were just shot after 2 climbs. And I was like, how do people do this? This sucks. I hate this. I'm never doing this again. I'm glad I overcame that threshold because it's the best. So we go to Zion National Park. We hiked Angel's Landing earlier that day before we climbed. At the top of Angel's Landing, we met this guy who was traveling from New Zealand, road tripping in his car, trying to see all 50 states, and we instantly connected. He turned out to be one of my best friends. Turned out that we, just destined to be friends. We road tripped all over the US together. I guess more like the West Coast, Midwest. So that's where we met our New Zealand bestie at the top of Angel's Landing. And these pictures are really funny too. We brought a bottle of Martinelli's because we wanted to celebrate at the top, but we didn't have a bottle opener. And so we were trying to just open it just with whatever we had. When this guy comes over, he's like, hey, I have a bottle opener. And then that's how we met him. So I love these pictures. They make me so happy. Our plan is to hike Ataxia Tower, 2-pitch mixed route. Put the Mountain Project info here on what route we did. We hiked up there. The approach was kind of brutal, and there happened to be another group that was also climbing it. So we're like, okay, hopefully they're fast. It's a group of 3. So we're like, okay, hopefully they're fast. They can climb the first pitch, and then we can get up when they're on the second pitch. They were slow as heck. They were so slow. So we started way later than we wanted to. I was following the person who led it, so I was taking out the trad gear, climbing up this 5'9" crack. Mind you, I've never ever climbed outdoors before, so I was like, how am I supposed to put my foot in here? How am I supposed to do it? And they were kind of just yelling down to me oh, you just put your foot in and then twist kind of like a key in a lock. And I was like, okay. We got to the first set of anchors, and the group that was in front of us, they were rappelling. They took a picture of us at the anchors, and that's oh, this picture is so cool because it's literally my first ever time rock climbing, and I have a picture of it. I just think it's so cool. Second pitch of this route, and it was pretty crimpy. This second pitch was super exposed, and I just remember my heart just felt like it was dropping. I was so terrified. When I kind of rounded the corner, it was so incredibly exposed, and I was so terrified I was gonna fall. Even though I was on top rope, did not trust the rope. I did not trust the gear. I did not trust myself, and I was so terrified. I was just thinking I was gonna pee my pants. It was a mix of adrenaline, excitement, but also fear. So it was kind of a mix of all of that. We get to the top, and the sun is setting, so it's getting dark pretty fast since we're kind of in a little canyon area. And we still have to rappel. And mind you, I've also never ever rappelled in my entire life. So when we finally all make it to the top, it is pitch black when all 4 of us make it up there. And then we pull the rope through, set up on the anchors, throw the rope down, and my friend goes first, but the rope had this huge knot in it. And so I don't even know how long it was. This all just felt like a fever dream because like none of us had our phones on us. None of us had headlamps because we were not expecting to be climbing this late into the night. So we didn't have like anything on us. So my friend is down on this ledge, maybe like 100 or so feet from the top, down on this ledge, trying to untangle this giant knot in our rope. And mind you, it's pitch black. So he's trying to do it with like the light of the occasional car headlights that are driving down the road. So, and we're just sitting on the top, just like cold, thirsty, hungry. Like it was quite an experience. Finally, we get the rope untangled, and I think two of my friends rappel first, and I rappel third, because they don't want me to rappel last, since like they want someone to be up there to like show me how to set it up. So my friend shows me how to set it up. He's like, all right, do not let go of this hand. Like, this is your brake hand. Do not let it go. So I was like, okay. And I start rappelling, and I just remember it was pitch black. I could not see the rock. I could not see my friends at the bottom. All I could see was the stars, which was super cool. And I don't think I realized how high up we were because my friends who were at the bottom, their voices were echoey. Like, that is how high up I was. That was kind of trippy because I was just rappelling and it just felt like forever because I was like, where is the ground? Like, I think it was honestly nice that I couldn't see the ground because I feel like that would have made me a little more scared. Make it to the ground. I don't die. Thank goodness. And we're all just like cold, hungry, thirsty. So we all make it to the ground safe. And it honestly all kind of felt like a fever dream. Like, I don't even think I fully realized what was going on because I was just doing what I was told. But obviously, looking back on it, I can see how much of an impact that had on me, right? Because since that was, my first experience with rock climbing, again, thrown in the deep end, not ideal experience, but it hooked me right away. Because from that road trip, I pretty much was just climbing consistently outdoors with my best friends. After we got back to Provo from our big Zion trip, we reconnected with this Kiwi we met on the top of Angel's Landing, and pretty much that was the start of an era where me, him, and my other good friend at the time just road tripped all over, like Utah, like north, south, all over the West. We just road tripped in his car, little red rocket, and we slept in his car, pretty much climbed everywhere you could climb in Utah. Here's some pictures of us like in Joshua Tree. I did my first ever trad lead in Washington on this route called Party in My Pants. Super fun. But yeah, that was the start of an era, and we went all over. We were the bestest of friends, and it was honestly the best time of my life. Like, I was still in school, and I do not know how I was able to juggle traveling so much while also still being in school. Like, that still blows my mind to this day because we were literally gone for like weeks on end, like almost every weekend, weeks at a time, just traveling. That's my first experience with rock climbing and kind of where it all started, I guess, where this love for rock climbing started and where this love for road tripping was just fostered. So that's that story. I hope everyone enjoyed it, and I love hearing people's experience of how they got into climbing. I think it's so fun. So I hope parts of my story resonated with you, and I hope that I'm just able to, again, build this community of people who love to travel and love to push themselves and love to climb and just experience the outdoors. So until next time. Also, here's the view. So pretty.